Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is leisure suits. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts to my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote some of these a while ago, and although my information is evergreen, if I notice anything that is out of date, I will give the most recent information, and at the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Leisure suits. The great thing about those leisure suits of the 1970s, besides the no-wrinkle polyester material, was that the pants and jackets matched. You could be stylish without thinking too hard about it. People who wore leisure suits spent time with other no-wrinkle polyester wearers. They mostly lived in suburbs. Their Sears and JCPenney catalogs were delivered to their new prefab homes and drove the newest station wagon with wood paneling. It's comfortable to hang out with people who look the same, live the same, and think the same. They reinforce our reality and make it feel more stable. The thing is, we'll stay with people or groups who match our perceptions of reality, even when it's not comfortable. It's a basic survival instinct. We could die if we leave the group. This is true when you're young. Your parents are supposed to protect you, feed you, and clothe you. However, if you were raised by alcoholics or abusers, your initial survival instinct is distorted and you'll gravitate to people and groups with matching tendencies. In olden days, villages had walls. You could fall into the hands of marauders that dwell in the wilds beyond them, so we extend our survival needs to where we live as well. Religions inserted the same programming into their spiritual practices. Your soul would be at risk if you did not stay within the confines of the specific belief system you were born into, which seems to me the ultimate distortion. Since our soul is immortal, how could it be threatened? As you grow up, you usually go to school with kids from different homes and get exposed to different ways to do things. You learn about other cultures, countries, religions, and realize that there are lots of ways to be in this world. It's empowering to realize that we have a choice how to express ourselves in the world. We can value our uniqueness and appreciate others' individualities. We don't have to all wear leisure suits to get along or feel safe. There's a collective uprising happening around the world, being expressed in the Occupy movement. This was a while ago, but also in protests against restrictive governments and cultural beliefs. Those that represent the traditional way to do things are becoming more rigid because they feel their survival is being threatened. Those that identify with their essence are becoming more rebellious as they feel their creative expression, their life force, is being threatened as well. People think they will die if things don't stay the same or go back to the way things were. People think they will die if their freedoms continue to be smothered or restricted. Each elicits a very loud response. Growth happens. Change happens. It's a lot easier when you accept the expansion. You can see it as an enhancement, a moving forward. View it with excitement rather than fear. You can't stop the collective consciousness process any more than you can stop puberty. Allow the process to happen and life becomes easier. If you resist those that are attempting to restrict your freedoms, you'll end up matching them and restricting yourself in the process. In trying to stop them from controlling you, you're doing the same thing. Respond instead by standing up and resonating your own vibration. Your inner light is stronger than any attempt at control. You can vote, you can non-violently protest, and you can speak your truth. Align with your own uniqueness and creativity, and you'll be tapped into your own energy source. You are more powerful within your own space than anyone else. Try this for a week and see what happens. And if you have any experiences about this, please leave me a comment below. I love to read your comments. And what I was reflecting is that I started writing a lot of these blogs back when it was Arab Spring and there was the toppling of all these governments. But the thing I've noticed recently is that some of those dictators may have gone away, but the religious extremists have taken over. So in many of these Middle Eastern countries where in the 1970s women were experiencing a tremendous amount of freedom and wearing their hair and their clothing regularly, they're all now in burqas, completely covering them up. So I'm curious about that because I do see that we are evolving. There's greater light and we're actually moving into the divine feminine, the empowered feminine. So what's going to happen? I'll also kind of interrupt my thought there because I listened to Heather Cox Richardson and she was talking about things that happened in the late 1800s that are very similar to the things that are going on now. And I'm like, oh, but how things flip-flopped back and forth, and you'd have the Democrats moving forward and enacting legislation which empowered people, and then the Republicans would come in and enact legislation legislation that would give tax breaks for the wealthy. That's what ushered in the whole, I just lost the name of it, these incredibly wealthy magnates and barons and generations of extreme wealth. But it was all at the expense of the poor and working class. And so I saw that today and I was like, but I thought we were evolving. And the truth is, we are evolving. Evolution is not an instantaneous change. It sometimes seems to move at a glacier's pace. But glaciers carve out valleys and completely change the landscape of the world. So we're individually doing that as well. And I still do think that change is accelerating. And so just fasten your seatbelts because we're in for a lot of changes. So if you've had any experiences like this, leave me a comment below. I love to read your comments. And if you like these videos, please share them with your family and friends and on your social media. And please click the like button and subscribe or follow. And that way you're telling the algorithm to share this far and wide and get this out to people who really need to see this information. And if you want a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It'll give you a drone's eye perspective of your life, viewing things as consciousness and give you some insights on how to move forward. And if you want some manifestation techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is my self-study course where you can learn specific techniques to manifest money and miracles in your life. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. There you can sign up for my individual sessions where I look at you as consciousness and what's going on in your life today. And then I can answer any questions you might have, whether it's about relationships or money or what's coming up in your future. And I can also talk to your deceased loved ones, and it's all recorded just for you. And if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, that is navigate your life as consciousness with the help of some of my consciousness techniques. Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching special where I work with you one-on-one and I give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.